Breaking news. Terrorism. Buhari must face ICC. Human Rights Writers Association of Nigeria, Uriwa says. Welcome to the news, and thank you for tuning in to today's news. But don't forget to subscribe to this channel by clicking on the subscribe button and also the bell for more updates. Now to the news details. Please listen carefully to the end. Civil Rights Advocacy Group, Human Rights Writers Association of Nigeria, Uriwa, on Sunday said President Muhammadu Buhari must account for the killings of thousands of Nigerians by armed bandits and killer herdsmen under his watch in the last 8 years. Uriwa, in a statement by its national coordinator, Comrade Emmanuel Onwubiko, said there is no forgiveness for incompetence, nepotism, and sheer complicity in terroristic acts against the Nigerian people since he assumed office on May 29, 2015. The group said the outgoing president, whose term of 8 years ends on May 29, 2023, must account for the various human rights violations committed right under his watch for 8 years. Recall that a few days before the end of his tenure, during the Eid festivities, the president pleaded with all those he has hurt in the course of steering the affairs of state since he assumed office almost 8 years ago to pardon him. Buhari said, "There is no doubt I hurt some people and I wish you will pardon me. And those that think that I have hurt them so much, please pardon me." However, Uriwa's Onwubiko said, Buhari said he should be forgiven. He needs to render an account of how he ran the security services aground in 8 years due to tribalism and religious bigotry by appointment of only Muslim Fulanis as heads of all key security institutions, including DSS, police, immigration, customs, NIA, and the army. Between May 2015 and May 2022, over 55,000 Nigerians were killed by terrorists, bandits, and armed gangs under Buhari's watch. In 2021 alone, at least 115 people were killed by security forces in the southeast, according to Amnesty International. Hundreds of Igbo youths have been slain by security forces yearly since 2017, when Nnamdi Kanu's case started. Thousands of school children have been kidnapped and never rescued, and terrorists are allowed to operate freely. There is no forgiveness for gross incompetence and destruction of vital institutions of governments, as was done in 8 years by Muhammadu Buhari. It needs to render accounts here in Nigeria or in the ICC. The killings by armed forces in the southeast under his command and control must be accounted for, and justice accorded to the relatives of the victims of the horrendous human rights violations. The Human Rights Writers Association of Nigeria has called on the president to give accounts on how the security of the nation was done in the 8 years of his tenure. How he has brought in religious bigotry, ethnicity into his 8 years of being the president of Nigeria. And how killings has been done. Killings by the Fulani herdsmen, bandits, terrorists, Boko Haram in the insurgency in the north, and also since the arrest of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in the southeast, whereby a lot of people has been killed. Remember that he said those who he has offended should forgive him, whereby Sowore also spoke that the pains he has caused Nigerians will haunt him, that he can never be forgiven, because he did not only hurt Nigeria, but he has dehumanized citizens of the country with some unfavorable policies. He declared that the opportunities President Muhammadu Buhari has crushed will continue to haunt him till the end of time. He denied the Nigerians of a decent life. He denied children, women, men, old and young, an opportunity to live and thrive. It destroyed businesses, took innocent lives, destroyed the educational sector, deprived the sick and infant of an opportunity to be nursed to health. He unjustly detained and imprisoned many. He encouraged violence where he could not carry it out himself. He created division through religious bigotry and ethnicity. So now the Urua has told President Muhammadu Buhari that he must face the ICC based on the insecurity that happened under his tenure for good 8 years. There is no forgiveness for gross incompetence and destruction of vital institutions of governments. We have come to the end of the news. What is your view? Do share your comments in the comment section. Thank you.